Welcome back to Casual Conversations. I am your host, Ryan Bean,
And I'm your co-host, Elena Sweetser.
talking all things life, kids, business,
Failed technology.
failed technology, mistakes, regrets,
Life. No
everything
regrets.
everything, and no regrets.
Regret. I knew I was thinking the same thing.
So glad you guys are here, and we just try to get into some real life conversations for the people that are out there living the daily grind like we are, and facing the same challenges that we face. And we hope to be a sounding board for you guys, and someone that you guys can listen to and relate to when you're in your car. And if we're
pretty
too
cool,
boring, we apologize. Send us.
Don't tell me that. I'll start crying.
Yeah. Don't hurt our feelings. Anyway, we thought we would talk about today, back to technology issues that we had. We had recorded this episode now twice. Okay. The first time was the microphones where I guess we're completely out, didn't connect.
It went for like 2 minutes and then it went out, which sucks because it was a damn good episode.
It really was.
It was
really
even after we recorded, we're like, that was really good.
That was a good one. So we're gonna try to be the best to bring up, discuss the topic again. Yeah. And then today we were 6 minutes in and our camera died. So we are Amber, our social marketing director or whatever you want to call her.
You're fired.
Came to the rescue and she figured out a plan B. We're gonna make plan B work today. Hey guys, that's what we do.
This is the buffalo.
As real life as possible, man. You gotta learn on the fly. So anyway, one of the things that we talk about and we discuss a lot of things on this podcast. One of the things I think we don't do a good enough job talking about is being present in the moment.
Correct.
And enjoying our successes and really taking in what we've done. I think Elena and I are, because we're such busy people in general and we're constantly go, it's hard for our brains to shut off work. Correct. And work becomes an addiction, and in our phones in particular, and again, I'm speaking to myself here, is an addiction. And I just am realizing just how much meaningful time I'm letting go by staring at a stupid phone. I'm over staring at the phone.
Yeah, but for me, and it's work, and you're right, it's an addiction because it's work, but also I've noticed when I get stressed, I hop on and I scroll.
Mm-hmm. We all do.
And I hate that. Yes. I have that habit, and I'm trying to correct it. Like, you know how stupid this is 2 days ago, after my day one of Tom Ferry, I have 3 days, but after day one I was all pumped. So on day two I was like, I'm gonna wake up and I will not look at my social media till I get to the conference, because normally I wake up and you're scrolling. I hate to admit that, but it's true.
And you're doing it when you know you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Like, I will seriously be looking at my phone, but in my head telling myself, oh my gosh, you are wasting so much time doing this.
You keep doing it.
It's addiction. It's an absolute addiction. And for people to say it's not, try to put your phone down for a day.
Yeah, because
give it 24 hours without touching it.
I forgot.
And see how freaked out you get about it.
I would freak out, but
it's part of our business too. That's the other factor of it, is that you're constantly drawn back to it, especially when you operate or your work off of it.
Right.
So.
And I saw a video or maybe read something like you do get dopamine fixes when you're on there, whether you're getting like likes on your social page or comments or whatever it is. On the social media aspect, it is a dopamine effect. And so me, who has increased my social media, well, actually I've sucked the last 2 weeks. My view count went from 50,000 monthly down to 20,000. Like, decreased a lot.
Wow.
Because that's how I've been so busy. I haven't
had to do it. What's crazy is you got to constantly be putting stuff out there. That's the problem.
The issue is I don't go and look and be like, ooh, how many likes did I get? It's just like, I want to engage, if that makes sense.
Well, you want to see people be the best versions of themselves, and you know that you're doing these things to actually help people. You're putting yourself out there on this platform to make people think a certain way or look at things a different way to better themselves.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that we have to do it through that platform, but we've talked about this before. It's because you could touch so many people.
That's the quickest way, is social media.
But the phone is such an addiction for everybody. I'm like, if you just go look at your screen time throughout the day and you see that you're spending 2 hours a day on Facebook and an hour on Instagram, and then you're saying this, we're the same people that say we don't have enough time to go do things. We don't have enough time. I can't make the time to go do this. Yes, you can. You're wasting so much life. And again, guys, this is Ryan talking to Ryan. Like, it is a problem. And I've recognized how unimportant it really is, and how important having conversations, like, and I think it was when me and Aston had a really good heart-to-heart recently, and She came down, she said she wanted to talk to me. It was just her. TV went off, phone was on the kitchen table, and me and her just talked.
Mhm.
And it was so beneficial, I think, to both of us,
Mhm.
because we got to have more of a conversation or where we both were coming
Connection.
from on
Yeah.
something. Yeah, the connection. And the connections are so real,
Mhm.
and they're so it's real.
Yeah.
Instead, we get sucked into this life of fake. I just don't get
Well,
it.
it's not just like not just fake, but it's like idleness, honestly, because it's just I think there's so
We
much
become robots. Like
yeah,
we're
there's
just like
so
it's
much
like an
pressure in our
autopilot.
world and we inflict a lot on ourselves, I think, unnecessary. But it's just a way for us to detach from reality. And I
Yeah.
think so many people are so addicted to detaching to their current reality. I
Right.
know there's times that
No,
I
I think
am
you're right.
like, and
That's a
like, so
great way to sum it up. I
I
think that's
told
you're
it to
spot
our book
on.
club girls, and I was like, listen, I am on my phone or on my computer all day long. So when I sign off, the last thing I want to do is read more. And
Right.
I should want to read because I do enjoy reading, but it's like I just want to sit on the couch and veg out watching Grey's
Yeah,
Anatomy
you
or
wanna have
whatever.
mindless, but even then, you're still watching Grey's Anatomy. I guarantee you that phone's in your lap or that phone's on the
Well,
couch,
yeah.
and there's a commercial and you're picking up your phone,
Or like the part
or
that's boring to me, I'm like, let me
yeah,
go shopping online and
it
not buy anything, but
it's that's
still
what I'm saying. You're
scrolling.
constantly drawn back to
Yeah.
it, and we're all habits of it. And I'm thinking to myself, there's the time that gets wasted doing that. And you're absolutely, I think you're right. I mean, it was a great point of, people just trying to escape the reality. And how sad is that? I mean,
Mhm.
how sad is it to where you've put yourself in this life where the only way to entertain yourself is to stare at a 6-inch screen, zone out, watch some TV maybe at the end of the night, go to bed to do the same thing all
Mhm.
over again. And like I said, it's a challenge because we also use our phones for work. But
Mhm.
I think that's why they make it that way. They make it so convenient for everyone to be able to get a hold of you, so you're constantly drawn to that phone. And when you're a salesperson like me and you, I think a big part of it is you're so afraid you're going to lose the sale. You're so afraid you might lose
Mhm.
that customer that took you so long to get because
Or
you didn't
disappoint a
respond fast.
customer.
Yeah, and because you didn't respond fast enough, and now all of a sudden you opened up the door for a competitor to get in there because the competitor at that time answered them within 10 minutes and it took you an hour.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden the customer's like, "Oh, Ryan, sorry, I already gave that order to somebody else. I couldn't get a hold of you." And I'm like, "You couldn't get a hold of me. You texted me an hour ago."
Yeah.
Not getting a hold of me is like, "Hey, I tried to call you for two
Which is
days."
sad is now you have to give people a timeline. Like, for instance, last night I had a buyer call in on my listing. And I texted it, or he texted me, and I texted him back. I said, "I'm about to sit down at dinner with my son and my husband. I will get back to you, but I will be out of pocket for the next hour and a half." And it's sad that you have to tell people that because if I just said have a dinner, they're like, "Well, when are you gonna get back to me?" Because they want service now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
well, you can order your food, Elena, and then send me a text message, or you can
Yeah,
step out after you order your food. Step out really quick. Your food's not gonna be
yeah,
ready yet. I mean, don't think about the people that you went to dinner with and how disrespectful and rude that is. Or you're out with your spouse and you have to step away. So, like, what was the point of even going out
yes.
for a
Well, some
date?
of mine and Cole's biggest arguments and disagreements with my career is the fact that I'm not present.
Yeah,
Like I'll be on my phone doing something, and he'll be asking me a question, and I'll snap at him because I'm in the middle of an email, middle of a text or whatever to a client. And I'm like, can I just finish this, right? But can I not, when my husband is talking to me, just take 10 seconds to put it down? Now, that comes to my ADD brain. I think I have ADHD or whatever the hell it is. Because then when I lose my thought, I lose my thought. So to
mhm.
me, I'm hyper focused on what I'm doing. But also, if you think about it, if he needs it's sad that he's like, can I have 5 minutes of your time?
That is sad.
And I
But
have to put my phone, okay,
yeah,
what? Okay, thank you. And then I'm pulling it back to finish what
correct.
I'm
That's
doing.
what I'm saying. And it's like we do that. And, again, sometimes, you have to be able to read the room too. So,
Yeah.
like, I tell, Allison will get mad at me at the same time, and Allison will snap at me. And I needed to read the room, right? Or I could see that the kids are bugging her, mom, mom, mom. She's trying to respond to her mom on a text message, or she's trying to deal with something. And then we're asking her a question. Then I get frustrated. You're like, Ryan, probably now wasn't the time to have
Hmm.
to ask that question. Like,
Hmm.
she's a lot of stuff going on. But if it's to the point where it's like, babe, I've been trying to talk to you for the last couple hours,
Hmm.
and every time I'm around you, you're on the phone, you're dealing with something. I need to get a
Yeah.
few minutes, and then for us, you got to recognize that. But it's I think that people are gonna look back and truly regret how much time they waste on this thing,
Hmm.
and it gives you nothing in return.
Hmm.
That's the that's what really just hit me. I'm like, this phone gives me nothing. It brings no value to my life
Yeah.
whatsoever. There's nothing on there that, yes, there's some funny videos and you laugh and you joke, But even when we're around each other with our friends, guess what? Our phones are on the table, or our phones are within our arm's reach. We can always snag it. What that's basically telling the whole table is that, yeah, I love being around you guys,
But this is
but at
more
the end
important.
of the day, that phone's gonna be more important because as soon as I feel like I'm bored for a second, or I'm bored in the conversation,
You
or
hop on
something,
social media.
you exactly,
Let's be honest. I've
and then
done that in front of our
and then
friend
we
groups
oh,
before.
I do, me too. And then you mask it by saying I'm ADD or I'm ADHD. No, you made yourself ADHD. You made yourself
Yeah.
be that way. You made yourself want to be chaotic all the time and then bitch and moan about how much stuff you have on your plate, right? So
Yeah.
I just, as my kids are getting older and I'm getting older, you realize just how important relationships are. Like the stuff that we're doing right now, this is the kind of conversations we should be having with our spouses on a regular basis. These are the kind of conversations we should be having with our kids on a regular basis where there's no distractions. There's just nothing going on that and there's no access to any phones, TVs, friends, Snapchats, just shut all that off. And even if it's just for a half hour,
Mhm.
hey, I want to set aside at least an hour a week. Set us a goal for yourself of where I just me and Dylan go have a cup of coffee and
Or
or me and Addison go get a Starbucks or whatever and just have a
that,
conversation.
or schedule in your day. Like my real estate coach, she was like, schedule an hour a day that you go on your social media and you return email or you return comments and likes and scroll whatever because you use social
I
media
like
to
that idea
connect.
better.
And he's like, and then you'll see how much time it frees up. Because I'm not gonna lie, like I wake up in the morning, I look at it, I return because social media is a fickle thing, right? Because you have to be on it for me. I have to engage. I can't just make a post and then I have 10 comments and I don't respond to those comments, right? You have to respond to it many times because
No,
then it
we
helps the
use it for
algorithm.
work. That's what I'm saying. We
But
have to use
that's
it
the
for work
issue.
as well.
And I
Yeah.
used to I used to be on these realtor pages to get referrals and I don't mess with those anymore. But um because then if you're not the first to comment, you don't get the referral. And I've closed a few deals from those. But to me it's like I feel like it's so much urgency to respond to these people ASAP when reality I'm like, how silly is it that if I go to them like, sorry I didn't respond to your Facebook comment, I was actually at my job or I was with my
I
husband.
know.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I do know
if
you.
you think
Yeah,
about that,
I know
that's
what
how
you mean.
stupid it is.
It is. I
And
mean,
so
yeah.
I've started to be a little bit more delayed on that, and I'm gonna try to follow his advice where I am scheduling time during my day where that's the only time I'm gonna pick up,
Schedule it
look
like
at
the gym.
twice a day.
Schedule to the gym. From
Speaking of the gym, oh my
this
god.
hour, I'm gonna do this hour, this hour. I
Yeah.
think it's a great piece of advice. And again, I don't know the solution. I mean, that's
That's the
why we talk
solution, you
about
hit
it.
it.
Is I think it's a great
It's an
idea.
addiction. I've never had an addiction before. Social media's been my first addiction.
And again, we're not addictive personalities, right? But we'll sit here and we give advice and we talk about stuff all the time. And then me and Elena have said this before. When we first started this thing, we were going to be as real as it came.
Mm,
You were going to see the genuine Ryan, the genuine Elena. We were not going to hold back. We were going to be open books of things that were going on in our life. We were going to be open books about things that were going on with our kids. We were
mhm.
going to be an open book about things that are faults of ours and where we could do better. And it's something that I've definitely recognized going through this journey of having these conversations with you and just the things I'm now really listening to in the podcast, you going to these seminars, when you see this different information that's constantly being pumped in your brain from what you were getting before, it just is such an eye opener. It really is such an
Well,
eye
I
opener.
mean, they even said in the conference, and I think we'll do a different episode recapping my conference because there was a lot of stuff, not just real estate, but like I was texting you
Yeah.
guys, I was texting Cole left and right.
Yeah.
But it comes down to, and I just lost my thought.
Conferences, social media. She's worried about social media. She sees her phone going off over there. She's freaking out. This is what we're talking about, guys. Hey, she in the moment.
I
Is
didn't
she?
even.
I'm messing with you.
I
I'm
was like,
joking. I'm joking.
I
I
don't
took my
even
phone off.
actually. I don't even get alerts from social media on my phone.
That's good.
I
Yeah,
turn that off.
the notifications. All my notifications
Well,
are
when
off.
you're as
I never
popular as
get.
me,
I never. Yeah, I probably wouldn't get many notifications anyway. But my notifications are off on everything. I don't
actually
like it at all.
my
I don't like stuff on my
social
phone at
media, the
all.
algorithm knows like you and I do a lot of stuff together with
Yeah.
casual, and so it alerts me when you post. I'm like, I don't care what this effort is posting.
Yeah, he's probably
Why
just
are you
post. Yeah,
telling
I've already
me?
heard Ryan's. I've already heard this spiel 10 times. I'm just going to have to hear him talk again about the same thing I've already heard him
But it's
talk
funny now
about.
because
Yeah.
it'll literally say
Yeah.
Ryan just made a post or whatever, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't care.
It's like I said, and this is what I'm talking about. We're getting into that world, right? Where,
Yeah.
it's going to we talked about AI, all these things, like everything is getting pushed down the direction of disconnecting humans. And I just think it's.
Well,
I think
well,
we're gonna. I think we're gonna regret it. I really do
well, they said
if we
something
don't
at
change it.
my conference this week that made sense because they said most people think social media is here to disconnect, but if you utilize it the correct way, it'll reconnect
Right.
people.
Right.
Keyword, utilize it the right way.
Yeah.
Most people don't utilize it the
Well, no.
right
Now
way.
you're hearing AI people like that sound like real humans on the phone. So now you're
Yeah.
not talking to a person on the phone anymore. You're talking to an AI person. And again, it's just the way our, which is just crazy that we've been born out of all the generations we could have been born. We've been born into this one with every convenience one would possibly want. Like I look at where we're going with all this AI stuff and chat GBT and how much we use those things. And now they're writing essays for you. They're doing resumes for, I mean, it's, this is the evolution of what's coming. And we're
Yeah.
never going to stop it. Right. But we're from that aspect, we're getting away, we're pulling ourselves more and more away from that human connection. And we got to be very careful. And I do agree that it can be used in the right way. Like what you and I try to do is put out these positive
Yeah.
messages to use this as a platform for you guys to look at things differently and think differently and be
It's not
different.
going anywhere. It's
Nope.
not going anywhere. So you might as
Don't
well.
let it rule you. And
Yeah.
it's going to if we keep going down this
Yeah.
path. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. But it is definitely difficult and nice. And I feel a lot of guilt majority of the time when I'm on my phone or like Kian. I need to get your fly gun
Oh,
thing.
these flies are
And
crazy
when
today.
Kian, he's trying to talk to me and I'm just scrolling, I feel like a piece of shit, honestly.
And you feel like a piece of crap
Yeah.
while you're in the middle of it.
And you're still
Like, and you're
doing
still
it.
doing it. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you know it is an addiction. And I
Yeah.
hear my kids and I hear everyone say it's not, I'm not addicted. I can put my phone down anytime. Really? Put it down for a day.
Yeah.
Put it down. Again, I understand work, so it might be difficult on a Saturday when you're not working. Harder again for realtors, whatever it is. Sunday. Pick whatever day of the week is your slowest day. And just don't pick it up
Yeah.
or for unless someone texts you for work for emergency or they call you, sure. But stay off social media, stay off all that for 24 hours,
Yeah.
and just see what it does for you. And it's just,
Yeah. Speaking of social media, so they said that in the conference, obviously I need to up my social media game because I just told you how rude. I just told you how my account, my visual account went from 50,000 to 20,000, which to you, you're like, that's a lot because we don't really get that much. But when you're up to 50,000, actually at one point I was at 60,000 a month views.
I'm thinking I'm at like 34
Flyer
and climbing.
100. So anyways, so I was thinking about it, I'm like, okay, so I have to be more present. It is a tool to reconnect. What can I do? So I want your idea on this.
Okay.
Okay, so what is, if you've been listening to me, you would know this. What is the one thing that messes me the most that I think holds me back in my full potential?
Taking on way too much.
Okay, another one.
You're handling stress.
No, think physically.
Oh, you're the gym. Your weight,
Yeah.
you beat yourself up. We both do. Or and again, I don't look at you that way, but I understand
Yeah.
why you look at yourself that way because we're gonna always critique ourselves. Again, I think you look fantastic and because you're the real you, but
Yeah.
that's always you always hate how you look.
I do, and it messes me mentally.
Yeah.
And so this
It
week
does to me as
during the
well.
thing, they like, what is, they call it the drunk monkey, right? And so my like we had a heart to heart with my team, and I'm the team leader. I'm the leader to them, right?
Mhm.
And I was vulnerable with them, and I said, I always thought I could never be successful because I'm overweight and I'm ugly. Because you look at like the Selling Sunset girls, I'm not them. Okay, I'm happy if I shave my legs twice a week. So you didn't need to know that.
Yeah.
But it's true.
Good.
As a girls, they're shaved now. I shaved this morning. But girls, they know. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, would you shave your face every day?
No, I don't. I hate shaving already. So
And that's such a
yeah.
small portion.
Yeah.
Anyways, but back to it. So I told him, I was like, it really messes me, but also I get frustrated with myself because I know I could be so much better, more disciplined. And I like dug into it deeper and I was like, it's the discipline that I lack.
Yes.
It's not, yes, I'm overweight, but it's because I lack the discipline and I made the excuses. So fast forward to the point I was going to make. So I have to up my social media game, right? And they're like, bring people along on your journey. So I was going to want to make a 90-day challenge. And every day I'm like, day one of my challenge of taking over my controlling my life, whatever.
It's a
And
great
me
idea.
going to my gym and I'll be like, this is my recap in the morning. This is the one thing I know I know in my soul,
Yeah.
if I could control my weight and my health, my mental health would get better, and my business and my relationship with my husband would get better. Because there's times he tells me I'm beautiful. I'm like, what are you looking at? Like for no reason,
Right.
you know? And so like, anyways, I know that is the one thing in my life, if I could control, I'd be unstoppable. If I could be
Yeah.
disciplined enough
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
in stupid good shape,
Yeah.
to say no to food when I don't need it, to
Yeah.
say no to that extra drink, to
Mhm.
say no to staying up late so I miss my workout the next morning. If I can be that disciplined, man, I'd be fucking unstoppable.
No, and
I
I
believe
think
it.
no, I believe it as well, and I believe it for myself. I believe that's definitely something that's probably hindered more. You get success out of as a byproduct of how hard you work and your effort, and
Yeah.
you're gonna get rewarded by from that no matter what. I think that's where you and I have seen. But when you look at that's absolutely correct. I mean, I think if with me as well, it still holds you back, right? Because people are still gonna go, okay, she looks good on paper, everything in social media looks right, but or he doesn't take care of his body. So how disciplined really is he?
So that's what I tell
Right.
myself. I'm like, so these people who are fit and have good money, they look at me and I'm like, well, she can't even take care of her body, so can she even take care of my money?
Right. How serious is she going to be about taking care of me if she can't take care of herself?
That's how my brain works.
And it should work that way. I mean, if you talk to most successful people, most of them have figured out a way to try to be healthy.
We
It's
have a
not,
routine in the
well,
morning.
because health is number one. And my guys beat me up about it a lot. This thing, I was just out, on a work trip, and I'm up at on Texas time, so I'm waking up at 5:30 in the morning. We're up having cocktails till midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sleeping for 3 or 4 hours a night
Mm-hmm.
because you love that social aspect, and you get addicted to that dopamine of that fun. And like I said, it's just we have to recognize what we're addicted to as well. And I love having those work conversations with my team. I love getting to know them more on a personal level, right? And that outweighs sometimes, I think, your personal health decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got other guys that are like, yep, it's 9 o'clock. I'm going to bed. I'm gonna get my 8 hours of sleep. I want to be sharp for tomorrow. And I'm always sharp. It's almost kind of uncanny. I think that's part of it too, is
Because
that
you know
I
you can function
I
the way
know that
you're
I
doing
can
it.
function,
Yeah.
and I know that
That's how I
that
am.
and I know that I can make it. I know that I can function at a high level. I know that I can have really serious, meaningful conversations
Yeah.
with my clients, and no one's the wiser that I basically am going on 3 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And I was having cocktails with my team the night before. I used to call it a superpower, but is it a superpower, or have I just justified calling it a superpower to do it? And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like I told you before, my dad died at 74, my mom died at 54. I don't think there's been one being that I can remember that's lived in their 80s.
Yeah.
They've all died in their 50s, 60s, and early 70s. And like that's my future.
But let's talk
And
about you said
and we
something.
yeah, we're fun people.
But
We have a
yeah.
great time. Seriously, people want to be around us because we're the life of the party.
Yeah.
But at some point, there's got to be a line in the sand. And if the success of my business and the success of my what I do for my company is my number one goal, then health has got to be the
Absolutely.
priority.
But so you said, but I'm still sharp. And I'm saying this because I'm just like you.
uh
I continue to abuse my body because I know I still wake in the morning and I still kick ass at my job, right?
Correct.
How much sharper do you think we could be?
That's the scary thought. I don't know, and that's
What
what's
do you mean to
it.
know? With 100%, we would be
Oh,
so much
oh, I
better.
know that we would be more better, but when you said how much better, that's the question. Like it could be, do I double? Am I twice as good? Maybe. In
I mean, your brain's functioning better. Okay, think about it. Your body is feeling better, which internally your mental health is better.
Yeah,
You're getting more sleep. And so you just have more energy to do things. Now, when I was waking up at 4:30, when I was waking up at 3:45 and working out at 4:30 that year,
yeah,
like I was on top of it and I
yeah,
hate myself for dropping off.
yeah,
And it's sad that I excuse it on stress
yeah,
because I am a stress eater, and when I am overstressed, I just sit in a corner and eat my hot Cheetos and call it a day.
yeah,
And I dropped off from working out because of that, and I hate that because I was on a momentum. But I will tell you, when I was working, and then I switched to the 5 a.m. workouts. But when I was working consistently that morning and being done reading my business books, man, I knew I could be unstoppable, and I'm
yeah,
so mad at myself because this
yeah,
conference that we're just at, I was listening to some of these people talk, or even some people they're highlighting, and maybe it sounds conceited, but I know I'm better than those people. And it freaking pisses me off that I'm in the back of the room
Yep.
listening to these people when I know in my heart, in my drive, I'm better than
You're
them.
forking over your money to listen to someone that's already done it. And the only thing that they've got that you don't have is the discipline.
Yeah.
That's absolutely
I know
correct.
I was like, with my skills and all this stuff, I know I could be on that stage.
Yeah.
I could be teaching these panelists,
Yeah.
and it pisses me off. Now it's the fire under my butt. Like I texted my lender and I was like, bro, we're about to sell some houses next year. And he was like, let's go. And I was like, no, I'm serious. Like, I'm pissed. I'm pissed that I've wasted so much of my
Yeah.
life not being disciplined enough or not believing in myself enough. And you have
Well,
to go through that
especially
as
when
well.
it's the
But
thing that it's like, and again, it's the thing that we critique the most about ourselves, but we don't fix it. And that's like I said before, we've talked about this before. It's been a struggle, and we've gotten glimpses, right? We're good for a little bit, we eat good for a little bit, we say no for a while, and then it goes. Then you get that you jump off the wagon, you're back on the wagon, whatever the term is, and you're at a social event, we're at a birthday, we're at a party, we're at a whatever. We do a lot of social things, and Elena and I do a lot of social things together. Our
mhm.
groups do a lot of social things, so we're in a lot of the
But
same scenario situations, and it's a challenge, and it's a challenge that we put on ourselves. It's not anyone's like really pressuring us. I mean, you guys get a little more pressure. The girls get more pressure. The guys really don't
they've
care.
learned from me now. They don't pressure me
Yeah,
anymore.
but you're absolutely spot on. You
But
think to
there, man,
yourself,
you remember that year though when I was doing my 5 a.m.s and I
yeah,
was
you
saying no to you
yes,
guys, or I was like,
yes,
okay, I'm out. I got to work out
yes.
in the morning, and I was
I didn't hear you
leaving.
say these things about yourself. I didn't hear you say these things about I hate the way I look. I hate to put myself on camera. I whatever all the comments that you knock yourself on. And I understand for Cole too. It's got to be hard for him to hear it because he doesn't see you that
Dude,
way.
I know
Yeah,
this sounds silly, but I have been leaning on my personality making me attractive for too many years.
me
And
too.
I'm like,
Yeah.
thank God I have a good personality.
Oh,
'Cause-
we are, trust me, we're in the same boat. And like I said, it's, I was a small glimpse there in my life where I was actually fairly fit. And when I looked back and going, okay, so I was fit for when I was a young kid, to call it 21, 22 range. And again, I was never like six pack great, but I was decent. I was
yeah.
decently fit and in decent shape. And then I'm going to get there in my 30s. Your 30s come and go. I'm going to get, or I'm going to
Hmm.
be there in my late 20s. Now I'm like, okay, it's in my 40s. Well, now I'm 44, right? So, and again, I know we always circle back to this, but I do believe
Because it's a struggle in our lives.
it's the head of the spear, right? The head
Yeah.
of the spear is your health. And you want to be around for your family for a long time, and you want to you want your clients to see you as this disciplined person and this person that they could trust, and your business is going to grow, and then you're going to get more income and more opportunities and more, promotions, and more, all these things are going to come because of that. And it's a byproduct of it. And it's so crazy that you and I, as disciplined as we are in every other aspect of our life, recognize what our biggest downfall is, yet we cannot figure out how to fix it.
Because we know we can function off of it.
Yeah.
So instead of focusing on we know we can function off it, we need to focus on
How much better can I
what are we
be?
losing from
Yeah.
it. Like we just did this exercise for during my conference, and they want us to calculate commissions and how much we commissions we have missed out on by not connecting with our database like we should. Okay.
Right.
So after I calculate it, and it's with doing the exercise of talking to them as much as we should, and then the clients over a lifetime, because more than likely clients are going to buy multiple houses through me in my 35-year career,
Sure.
correct?
Sure.
Okay, so when they calculated it, it was over $2 million in commissions that I would be missing out on. $2 million that would come to my family from not doing that, right?
This is over your career.
Over my career.
Okay.
So then I look at it. So you look at that, I'm like, okay, so it's back to we know we don't focus on our discipline because we still function off how we're
And we feel
living.
like we're functioning better than others, and we're outperforming others.
We could be
So
doing
then
so much
I
more.
know. So what we do is we just justify it in our head. Like, already above the
I'm
curve.
solid.
I'm making good money. I don't have, I'm smoking my competitors in most of the people look to me to be their mentor.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't think to yourself, what got you
But
there?
instead of thinking, okay, this is how much money I'm making,
Yeah.
this is how much money, and it's not about the money, it's about the freedom. We've
Yeah.
explained this. If you listen to our podcast, it's
Yes.
not about how much money. Because if you look at me and Ryan, we do not buy stupid shit.
No, we don't spend
Okay.
our money on dumb
We
things.
invest and we want to retire earlier. We
Yeah.
want to live lives fullest with our spouses. So just want to make that clear. But you look at us like, how much more can we produce in our lives and our
Right.
careers if we got our discipline and our health right?
Well, the other thing is too is how many more people can we help? At the
Exactly.
end of the day, how many more people can you guide? You talk about, you have a team of people under you. How do you make them better? And at the end of the day, I think, you talked about being a leader, and, I'm the leader for my team, and they should be looking at me and going, wow, man, Ryan's disciplined. He's fit. He's, but I don't want them to think that I don't have fun too. I don't
Yeah.
want them to think, hey, I can't have fun with this
Yeah.
guy. He doesn't. He's not relatable because he's so overly disciplined that he wants to go to bed 8:30 at night and he never wants to come down and have a social hour with us or have a happy hour to get to know us on a one-to-one level. And I can tell you that I've worked for a lot of different executives, and some of these executives, they do a very good job of separating those things,
Mhm.
right? They separate the people from the business side of it. Everything is a business decision,
Mhm.
and I don't think, you know maybe that's why I'll never be a really good businessman.
Don't
Just
say that.
because,
I think you'd be
no,
a great one.
well, I'd be a good leader, but it's because I connect with people.
Yeah.
And for me, it's just I've said this before. I'm one of those people that have to have human interaction.
Mhm.
I'm one of those people that really love to see get the best out of people and see them be who they are capable of doing. And sometimes I don't look at myself and realize I'm capable of so much more. I think I put maybe too much effort into that and not enough effort into myself, of saying if I put more effort into myself, I can get more out of people, or I can help more people. And like you said, maybe I should be looking at it from the lens of what am I missing because I'm not doing this, rather than, okay, I'm doing a lot better than most people, and if I love seeing the best out of people, why would I not try to help
Also,
even
look at
more?
it like I don't want to go to my deathbed and regret the things that I didn't do because I was freaking lazy.
Yeah.
Right.
Laziness
So
is a real thing.
it is. So I texted my therapist
Yeah.
during that because I was all fired up, and I sent him the
She was
picture,
fired up last week, by
and
the
I
way.
go, "This week, oh, last week too,
Yeah.
different fires, forest fire and
That's what
house fire."
another discussion for another day.
And I said, "Okay, I'm ready to become obsessed with myself and lock my full potential. I'll be booking bi-weekly meetings with you again, and I know I can do a lot more in this life." And so he said what he had to say. And I was like, I've always felt caged up, need to please others, and in return I hate myself for it. But it's time to take over, love myself enough to choose me for once, and become who I know I can be."
Mm.
Appointment booked.
Yeah, I love it. That's a good thing. And that 90-day challenge, I think, is good. Like you said, you and I challenge each other already for what we want to be at the end of the year.
Yeah.
I think we're doing, again, it's not not have not made every right decision from that last conversation we've had, but I've made a lot of right ones. And a lot more conscious decisions than I was prior to that. Right.
Right.
So, anyway, guys, like I said, the start of this conversation was being present. And I think being present
Mhm.
goes into so many different facets of our life. And
Well, being present also allows you to accept who you are in that moment, and what good or bad. Like if I was more present, I'd be like, "Girl, you need to get your butt to the gym."
yeah, but it also makes you more understanding. It makes you a better listener. We talk about
Yeah.
that. People that tend to listen more and talk less are more successful in life,
Mhm.
because they try to be more problem solvers, and they want to know where people are coming from. And that's something that I've definitely not been the best at. And as everyone knows, I'm a talker. I like to hear my own voice. It's a fault sometimes, and it's not because I want to suck up all the air out of the room. It's because I'm so passionate about
I think
the
you're a
things I'm talking about.
connector.
I try to be.
Yeah.
But that comes with downfalls too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Thanks for listening.
thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you on the next one. Be present with your families, be present with your coworkers, be in the moment, and for the love of God, put the phone down for a while. And that's me talking in the mirror. So,
That's
anyway.
right. And tonight, do a challenge where for an hour you put your phone away and be present with your
I
family
do like
and
the
your
idea of
kids.
just scheduling this as my social hour meet time. I'm gonna reply to stuff. I'm gonna respond to people, and then I'm off. I'm off the
Treat it
grid.
like business hours.
I think it's a great play. I think
There
it's a
you
great
go.
play. Good
See you
piece of
next week.
advice at the end. She's good for something. It's
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Take
Bye.
care.